everyone, and welcome back. I'm your host, Bob Cooper, and this is the Hexpol Leadership Series. Now, we're coming to you today again from Hexpol Compounding, Colonial Rubber Works, which is located in Dyersburg, Tennessee. Now, today on the show, we have Hexpol Compounding's General Manager, Shannon Smith. Shannon, thank you so much for being on the show today, and it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks, Bob. Welcome to Dyersburg. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you, sir. Now, Shannon is going to be talking to us today about opportunity. Now, when you think about it, the word opportunity, that's a pretty wide-based subject. So can you let our viewers know the reason why you want to talk about opportunity today?
I think opportunity in general is what you make it. So my thrust is simple. I want people to understand that if they apply themselves, they can be, do, or become whatever they want in life. If and only if they are strong, have a strong enough desire and a can-do and want-to attitude.
Yeah, I think that's simply the truth when it comes to that. Is they have to have the attitude, they have to have the desire in order to create opportunities for themselves. So and when you talk about that word want to, that's beginning to be a familiar word that's used within the Hexpol Nation. And for people that don't know what that want to is, and for our viewers watching and learning, can you tell us in your words, what do you think want to is and what does it mean?
Well, want to means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. But want to for me, Bob, is the passion behind what you're doing, what you do daily. And the why is really the ability to get it done when you want to get it done. So want to, you go out and you do it now. And that drives you every day to get up and want to do it, whatever it may be. It could be going to a basketball game or a football game, but if that's your desire and you want to do it, you should make that happen. Like leadership development, that's want to. You get up every day with the intention of developing your mind, and you don't let anybody change that mindset. If that means you get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, or 5 o'clock in the morning, or 3 o'clock in the morning, if that's your want to and your desire, that is what you should do and what you should focus on. And to me, that's want to.
That's some pretty impactful and inspiring stuff is having the want to create opportunities. So it sounds like to me, and probably everyone that's watching, that once we can learn to tune in and or harness our want to, our why in life, then it probably creates some doors of opportunity for us. Would you believe that to be correct?
No, you're exactly right, Bob. Everything that encompasses the want to, and as long as you're willing to find it, to harness it and apply it, you create opportunities for yourself. Opportunity never comes looking for you. You have to have the attitudes and desire to chase the opportunity.
Okay, so now getting back to this key focus and this word that we're talking about today, which is opportunity. Shannon, in your mind, simply what do you think opportunity is?
Truthfully, Bob, opportunity is what you make it. Opportunity is about taking a task that is given to you and going above and beyond. Going above and beyond whatever expectations that are set for you. But if somebody gives you an opportunity to do something, to shine, you need to take that opportunity and hit it head on and do it better than what whoever gave you the opportunity thought was possible.
I see. So when you talk about opportunity and doing what others don't want to do, can you explain that to us just in a little bit more detail?
The main thing that I want to get across to everyone is that when it comes down to it and you really think about it, we all have the same opportunities in life. We all have the same amount of time every day. It's what we do with it, both. It's time. Yeah, you've got time to do what you want to do. You'll never find time, you'll never make time. And what you do with that time is what's going to create future opportunities for you, right? And you got to make sure that you're looking at those choices and decisions that you make daily. That will determine our outcome, our behaviors, our desires, our goals, our actions, and ultimately our lives. You have the same opportunity. You wake up with the same amount of time every morning. You have the opportunity to get up out of the bed at 4 o'clock. Or you have an opportunity of laying in bed until 8 o'clock. It's up to you. But that's 4 hours. If you decide to lay in the bed 4 hours, that's 4 hours of lost opportunity that you could be developing your mind or doing whatever. And that's what truly opportunity is about.
Wow, that's some pretty amazing stuff, Shannon. Now, Shannon, your story of opportunity in particular, it's a pretty amazing story. From where you've been to where you're at now is an inspiration, and it's a journey, and it's impactful to a lot of people. So tell us how this journey started for you.
Well, the one that I can pinpoint back to was really when my opportunity or my mindset changed, which created opportunity. It goes back to my 7th grade social study class, which, I was known as a troublemaker in school. I know it's hard for some to believe, but I was. I was very headstrong, didn't want to listen. So I decided to sleep in my social studies class one day. And, my teacher woke me up and said some things to me that I didn't really appreciate him saying, but it sparked me. What my teacher had done was woke me up and told me that I would never amount to anything, and that I would wind up working on his farm for him someday.
When something like that happens, because I'm sure you're not the only person that's ever happened to, but in your situation, how did that make you feel?
It made me feel like he belittled me, and from one side it made me feel belittled, but on the other side it was a spark. And that spark was, I'm going to prove this guy wrong. Now, I could have went and played the pity party, and said, hey, I got done this or said that or whatever, but I took the complete opposite direction to work to prove him wrong.
So when you talk about working to prove him wrong, so tell me what happened next.
There was a series of things that happened. It was one of the worst feelings that I ever encountered, like we talked about, but it was a good thing that it happened to me, because that was the day that I started to figure out my why in life, right? And my why at that point was to prove him wrong. Other than my son's being born, that was the biggest day that I can go back and pinpoint in my life right now, because I was headed down a path before that day that would have led me to a different point in life or direction to where I sat today as being the general manager of Colonial Rubber Works.
Now, you mentioned on that specific day, that's the day that you started to find out your why in life. What did you learn, or what did you discover that helped you turn your life around and create opportunities for yourself?
That day I discovered 4 key things that have helped me in my life, helped my boys in their life, helped my wife, Connie, in her life, because we talk about them. As you get out of life, what you're willing to put into it, point 1. Point 2, you can thrive on what people say cannot be done. You work to prove them that it can. That's your differentiation in life. You do what people say cannot be done. And that to do more, I had to do more, right? To be more, I had to be more. In order to be more, I had to do more.
Now, Shannon, if you had to say the one thing that stood out to you the most, that made you want to change your life, what would that be?
Bob, it was that one comment that my teacher made that helped me determine the path that I was going to take in life. You have to decide in your own life to either lay down or work hard to get out of life what you want. Of course, I decided to work very hard from that day forward. In manufacturing, I started at the bottom and worked my way up by getting noticed, by doing the things and accomplishing different things that people didn't want to do.
Wow. So Shannon, for all of our viewers and everyone watching and everyone that's learning from this leadership series, what advice could you give them that could help that person stand out in the crowd and help them create opportunities for themselves?
I have one very simple principle when it comes to that. Come in and do things that no one else wants to do and go above and beyond in doing it. You get out what you put in.
Now, Shannon, personally, from the bottom of my heart, I wanted to say thank you again for being here today. Thank you for talking about opportunity. I think we've learned a lot about today, about attitudes, about desires, about want to, about passion, drive. What's your why in life? What choices are you going to make, and what direction do you want to take your life in order to open up doors of opportunity for you? And from a personal standpoint, you've coached me, you've mentored me, and most importantly, you've always freely given your time. And time is a valuable thing. And I'm glad that you talked about opportunity today, because for everyone that's watching, they can learn to create opportunity in their life. And thank you for all you do, Shannon, and thank you for being here today.
Thanks, Bob. It was my pleasure.